snowfall warning in effect, but I don't see anything at the moment. And what did I read today? I guess this has been in the news recently, just about companies making counter drone products and how they're taking off, I guess, commercially. How about this? This one says, "Oh, what a lovely war propels DroneShield to new records." That's been a common talking point where they say when it comes to things like war, companies make a lot of money, I guess, manufacturing weapons and all that. This one says, "War brings no good to anyone but a few military contractors, which boom during times of rising tensions. None more so than drone detection and countermeasure manufacturer DroneShield. To say that the company is in the right place at the right time to prosper from technological change is a massive understatement. It operates exactly in a sweet spot in the field of drones whose use is evolving as we watch on the battlefields of Ukraine as well as being used in Hamas attacks on Israel. Ukraine has been utilizing drones en masse and in ways unimagined only a few months ago for surveillance, targeting long-range strike as decoys, and carrying weapons directly to enemy trenches and armored vehicles. The company was propelled to its first ever profit of $4 million in 2023 compared to a loss of $2.9 million in the calendar 2022. What a huge difference. I guess their investment paid off, huh? It says each successive recent quarter has brought rising grant support and sales receipts. This accumulated in the December 2023 quarter customer receipts and grants of $48 million, 6 times larger than the previous record quarter ended in September 2023. 2023 revenues were a record $55.1 million, 3 times that of 2022, while total 2023 cash receipts and grants was $73.5 million, 5 times that achieved in 2022. The company now enjoys $57.9 million in cash and a $30 million contract order backlog, with $400 million in the company's sales pipeline. DroneShield's products incorporated sophisticated data fusion systems to bring together numerous sensors which scans a battle space searching for intruding drones, providing command and control capabilities. The company announced numerous advances during 2023, including the sales of $10.4 million to Ukraine, a record of $33 million deal with a US agency, and a collaboration with Lockheed Martin developing the Agile Shield program for the Department of Defense. Holy cow, this company really took off, huh? Like they say, I guess, people profit from wars in many ways. At the same time, it makes you realize why there are, let's just say, so many fake gurus or people pushing for over-the-top regulations, because they want to be in this position, trying to get on a ground floor opportunity and so forth, because they want to profit from it in this way. Although for a lot of people, it seemed like it didn't quite pan out for them in terms of things, I guess, regulations and stuff. They didn't really pan out how they thought it would. It didn't play to their favor. But either way, there's always money to be made in these situations for businesses, I guess. And today I was reading a lot of topics about the FAA and its hiring practices, which is kind of interesting to think about, because as you know, in recent times, when it comes to things like airplanes, for example, they had that story recently of what various Boeing airplanes having parts of the plane just blow out, for example. So you'd think things like air safety should be a priority when it comes to things, for example, like the manufacturing process, people being trained to handle situations properly. But in this case, apparently, in the FAA site, they talked about things like diversity and inclusion, which is making people, I guess, concerned where they're hiring people more based on, I guess, as they say, diversity requirements. Like that's the kind of allegation versus actual merits of their skills and all that. So it says here on the page, diversity takes flight. Diversity is integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel across our nation and beyond. Our inclusive culture is defined by our values, and we continuously seek employees from all backgrounds with distinctive ideas, perspectives, insights, and talents. As our next-gen technology and systems continue to evolve to meet the aviation challenge of tomorrow, so must our workforce. Because diversity is so critical, FAA actively supports and engages in a variety of associations, programs, coalitions, and initiatives to support and accommodate employees from diverse communities and backgrounds. Our people are our strength, and we take great care in investing in and valuing them as such. So who are these types of people, for example, that they would put in this group? For example, they say here, people with disabilities. individuals with targeted or severe disabilities are the most underrepresented segment of the federal workforce. The People with Disabilities program ensures that people with disabilities have equal federal employment opportunities. The FAA actively recruits, hires, promotes, retains, develops, and advances people with disabilities. And for this one, it says targeted disabilities. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. They include hearing, vision, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism. I mean, it's subject to interpretation, but when you say someone has a psychiatric disability, that can mean so many things. For example, even like in a very bad way, let's just say some, I don't know, criminal or something like that too. And again, it's making people concerned. Why is this like a priority when it comes to hiring people for important jobs? What would you think in this case? This topic is actually really interesting for myself anyways, because I can see it from both sides of the fence in terms of how things would work ideally. Because I won't go into too much detail, maybe in the future if people are interested, but it kind of shaped my personality too. For example, there was a situation in school where everyone, like the teachers and so forth, were like, oh, an Asian guy, for example, trying to do stuff like this, never, impossible. Like they scoffed at it. And then I guess for some reason, one teacher decided, I'll prove you guys all wrong. And they really pushed me to do various, for example, subjects, and I actually ended up being like their best student, helping them win a lot of awards and so forth. And that was an example where you could have took anyone and they specifically did that because, I guess, of the color of my skin and all that, I guess you could say. But at the same time, I've also seen situations like that where they try to push people just based on a number. They don't necessarily have the skill and all that, and it ends up just driving everyone down. Less safe too, like depending on the job and all that, just because people want to fill in a certain number or a quota. So I kind of see it in both sides and how they would work, I guess, on the extreme end. But either way, when it comes to like important jobs like this, I think the priority should be about skill and so forth, huh? All right, see you guys later.